this is Jessica Wallace, okay, and she's talking about buying an FHA condo in Santa Cruz. And so she's done, if you remember back to our SEO class, I talk about kind of as we attempt to get kind of hyper-local, there's two routes that we can go, or as we attempt to kind of look at the long tail, right? There's the route where we can get very specific with our geography. And in this case, that's what Wes has done. He's talking about a particular subdivision inside the city of Birch Bay. Okay. The other side of that is we can target a wider geography, and in this case, she's targeted the whole city of Santa Cruz, but we can get more specific with our subject matter. And so, you know, what is it called? The big head. Right, so you've got the long tail and the big head. The big head search term here would be condos in Santa Cruz, right? That's probably done a lot. There's a lot of traffic around that. It's going to be a lot harder to rank for that. We're going to get somebody that's a little bit further from actually buying. But as we start to get more specific with either our subject matter or our geography, what do we get? We get a longer tail search term. It's not done as often, but the people doing that sort of a search term are going to be more, they're closer to buying. Okay, and it's going to be easier for us to rank and target them in the search engine. So she's done FHA, buying an FHA condo in Santa Cruz. So just from the perspective of the blog post itself, she hits her keyword phrase. Okay, she's got some other good kind of phrases in here that are similar but different from her keyword phrase. So Santa Cruz FHA approved condo complex, FHA loan to buy a condo in Santa Cruz. Right, a list of FHA-approved condos. See all these other kind of phrases that relate to her keyword phrase? So that's good, right? Buying FHA condos in Santa Cruz. Now her first link is hopefully, this actually links back to a different blog post that she's written about a similar subject, where she's got a list of some of the different complexes that are FHA approved. That's a pretty good place to link them back to. It's not a link back to a list of the condos or the properties for sale, but you know, she's really kind of weaving a web that she is the expert here, right? I mean, she's giving you, here's every condo complex in Santa Cruz that's FHA approved, right? She's maybe even giving you a chance to jump out and get some more information about those particular units. So she does a pretty good job. Again, you want to make sure that that link matches up, the anchor text matches up with your keyword phrase. Okay, now does she use, let's see what she uses on here, FHA condos in Santa Cruz. We really want to make sure that somewhere in here, buying, is it an FHA, what is she buying FHA? Buying FHA condos. So we can see, how often does she use that? Once. So she actually doesn't get her exact keyword phrase into the body of this post any more than that one time. She gets a bunch of good variations on it. I'd at least try to get it in there, that 3 minimum, right? But because she's targeted something that's, now let's go in here and look at the search engine results on this thing. FHA condos in Santa Cruz. Okay, so here's Jessica, right? She's at the top here. This is actually her outside blog on that same post that we were looking at in Active Rain, right? See down here is the Active Rain result, buying an FHA condo in Santa Cruz. That's the Active Rain result. The top result is Jessica again, and it's her outside blog. It's that same post we just looked at on the outside blog. So here's another example of the same piece of content getting syndicated to 2 places, showing up in the search engines in both instances, and her completely dominating. I mean, look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 pieces of content at the top of the search engine before you ever find something that's not Jessica. Right? She's set her outside blog up to have the Google authorship on it, so her pretty little face is showing up in the search results, right? One of the largest changes Google's made to their search results in some time is this ability for us to be able to get our faces into the results. She's done that. She has dominated this long tail search phrase, right? If somebody's looking for an FHA condo in Santa Cruz, FHA approved condo in Santa Cruz, right? I mean, it doesn't matter which way you try to find something related to FHA condos in Santa Cruz. Jessica is going to be the person up there, giving you the information and making you believe that she's an expert, right? Not only does she prove to you she's an expert after you actually get into the content, right? She talks about, this is a different post, but you can tell that she's focused on being the FHA condo expert in her market. And I bet you if we were to look at some of the other cities around Santa Cruz that she covers, we'll probably see a similar thing, because Jessica's taking this kind of shotgun approach where she said, look, I'm going to be the FHA expert all around, and I'm going to do it with a very concerted effort of writing good, solid, quality content that the search engines like. Okay, I mean, I would challenge you guys to go out and do anything with FHA condos in Santa Cruz and try to find something where Jessica doesn't show up at the top of the search engine. So this is a very good example of, instead of getting real specific on our geography and writing about a particular subdivision or condo complex like we talk about in the SEO class, this is a great example of getting very particular on our subject matter, right? We still have the geographical component of this, Santa Cruz, but her subject matter is about buying an FHA condo or FHA approved condos or just FHA condos in Santa Cruz. There's a lot to be done with that. She could go on and she might be doing, FHA loan limits in Santa Cruz, or, buying a home using the FHA loan in Santa Cruz, right? There's all these different ways that she could sculpt content around, wanting to really dominate the search engines for anybody in her marketplace who's thinking about using FHA to buy either a house or a condo.